Well, hello, my fellow Americans and fellow Christians. May the peace of the Lord be with you. My fellow Americans, we seem to be living in mysterious times, a kind of schizophrenic age, if you will, where technology and human behavior is bringing forward the advent of genetic world change. The unrest we see in America and the world is the classic rebellion of civilization just before world-changing events take place. It is almost inherent in the psyche, particularly in America, to fight for one's rights. Due to the fact the mind or subconscious is saying something mysterious is about to happen. Let's take war, for instance. We see the use of drones and other technological robots to keep the human element from dying on the battlefield. The space program has a database in satellites that updates world information every 15 minutes and has the controls over all military and domestic technological use. At the flick of a switch or the push of a button, entire electrical grids that control dams, cities, states, or countries can be shut down. This is all due to the great star in space. But this is just the beginning of the coming mysterious age. It is possible there is going to be great stars in space, and only a few nations will have them. What I just described is not a fantasy of the psyche. We know these great stars exist, and there is in our time a tremendous race for space. You can begin now to see there is a mysterious fight or psychological power trying to bestow its formula for control and change upon America and the world. This power is attempting to separate society, disrupt its culture, initiate a newfound peace or ease through technology and science, using these to instill trust, forcing a return to social order with allegiance not to God, but this mysterious power mindset that will eventually convince humanity that technology mixed with science, mixed with genetics, overrules the spiritual laws of life, that this mysterious power is all anyone would need. We know now the possibilities of technology, science, and genetics is endless. The mental structure of man is now susceptible to control, replacing inherent instincts with new suggestions. This was ever more evident with Trump rallying insurrection, changing the fixed ideas of supporters into self-sacrificing emotions. The human form is now subject to this invisible, mysterious power, seeking to modify the human race when it comes to complete power. The anatomy, physiology, and chemistry of human life will be susceptible to the inoculation of this mysterious, scientific, bizarre, changing power. There is an ancient prophecy that says towards the end times, women will bear monsters, and that there will not be one righteous man on earth. We all know of Christ's prophecy that the last days will be as the days of Noah. We know the earth was completely wicked and overrun with violence at its time. So the Lord says that's what will be in the final days. And we shall see that this scientific power and genetic change will bring forth possibly bizarre creatures or monsters within our world. It is no longer impossible to transplant tissue of any form of any form or nature into the human body, which can alter the mind, the anatomy, and mental reactions. The future has extraordinary, bizarre change facing it. For hundreds of years, preachers have tried to describe the symbolisms of creatures in Revelation. Revelation 9, 6 through 11 tells us of bizarre creatures. And here you have the description in Revelation 9, 6 through 11 of technology, science, and genetics. For it talks of creatures that had faces like men, hair like women, teeth like lions. They had tails like scorpions that did sting men, causing torment for 5 months. We are then told their king is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name is Apollyon. This mysterious power is at work in our world today as we know it. It is evident to us all. St. Paul spoke about this power. He said, "For the mystery of iniquity does already work. And he who will let it be." He is speaking of Christ allowing this mysterious wicked power to work its will in the world. There is an extraordinary, bizarre, and wicked future ahead. If anyone is familiar with Revelation, the mark of the beast is already at work in our time. Of interest, it is said the mark of the beast. Note what it says. The beast. That the beast will have the number of man. Why is that? Nobody knows what Antichrist will look like. Will he look like a beast? Will the world be transformed into a mindset and live in a world where human form is genetically grafted with animal tissue, with prosthetic limbs or tails that have power to harm man? No one knows at this point in time. Though we can say we are headed towards a different world as we know it. The world described in Revelation is the future. The ethics of our time is pursuing the prophecy of Revelation, for we see no one today terrified beyond imagination. Only an acceptance of the mystery of iniquity taking shape in our world. Like I said, the psyche seems to sense some mysterious power and change is about to take place. Thus, the civil unrest and resistance that we see in our country and the world today. Time will tell. My friends, may the move of the Spirit of Christ have a greater influence upon you. And listen to the words of the Lord. How is it you cannot discern the signs of the times? God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.